Welcome back to another video at Standard Time. Today we will be discussing SINN's new release on their autumn collection, and that would be the 105 line. But before we continue with this, guys, just remember to subscribe to the channel if you are into watch news, watch reviews, and overall just watch discussions with Ashwin and me. SINN just released their 105 line for their autumn collection, and I believe it's one of the best watch releases of the year. As you can see, guys, basically we have two different watches within the 105 collection. It is the ST line and the ST UTC line. The difference between these two is that one provides day-date complication, whilst the other one provides a GMT complication. It is a case diameter of 41 millimeters, thickness of 11.9, and a weight of 73 grams. Apart from that, the day-date complication holds an SW221 movement, and the UTC line has a SW330 Salita movement. Other cool things that the watch provides is that the bezel is coated in the same technology in which the U1, so another one of their watches, bezel was coated, and that is a tegiment coating. Now, do know, guys, this is not a submarine steel like their U1 collection, so their diving watches, but it is coated in the same technology. You can also purchase in their diving collection, you can purchase a watch entirely coated by this specific material, and it just makes it harder, makes it more durable, you know. And they have a proprietary, not a IP of this technology. Sadly, you cannot purchase this watch without this coating. Overall, SINN's 100 line, so I'm talking now about the 103, the chronograph, the 104, a cult favorite within the watch community, and now the 105. They're typically on the lower end of SINN's overall watch catalog. I think this is a great thing what they're doing. So basically they're taking their higher end technology, because the tegiment coating, and they're putting it on their overall catalogs. Now let's talk now a bit about the design. Germany is celebrating this year 100 years of the Bauhaus movement, so an art movement in Glashütte. And as in most German-made watches and German-designed watches, you can see a couple of inspirations about this watch. However, it is somewhat deceitful in a way that it looks very modern. Yes, it looks very fresh, and it doesn't look very complicated. But if you zoom in and if you actually go into everything, it is quite a complex design, and it is masterfully put together. For example, the bezel of the ST line, you can see that it has two different chapter rings. The outside is a 12-hour timer in which they say we can be able to track 2 time zones. You can be reading not only your time zone from just the regular hand position, but also with the bezel turned, you can read a different time zone. And apart from that, you also get a 60-minute timer from that same bezel. Now, this is only available on the ST line, because if we go into the UTC, the bezel is different. The bezel is a regular 24-hour, I believe it's still 60-click bezel, but it is a 24-hour bezel. I think overall the design is amazing. I don't know what to think about the date position. I am not a fan of dates at 6 o'clock, first of all, and the date at 6 o'clock being, I'm talking about the ST here, the date, both of them being at 6 o'clock, I'm not really a fan of. I really love the 104. I think even if it's not symmetrical, this watch is symmetrical, but even if the 104 is not symmetrical, it just feels a bit better than the regular ST, so the 105 ST. However, I absolutely love the UTC. Yes, it still has that date at the 6 o'clock position, which I'm not a fan of, but it looks very symmetrical, and I think overall design is just amazing. couple of more things about SINN as a brand. You can see that the second hand is orange. I'm not quite sure if it's specifically for this reason, but previously SINN had a contract with Lufthansa. They basically provided watches to Lufthansa for their engineers, and they also had a partnership with Lufthansa. You can even purchase a couple of watches in collaboration with them. And I think that's where they got the idea of orange, because, you know, it's such a complementary color to this overall design. I think it just pops a bit of color. It makes it a fun watch, but always very serious and always very professional. I think it's overall just an improvement on the 104. Look, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, I am absolutely in love with the 104. I am planning on buying one. And this 105 line is just quite an improvement upon it. I'm not sure if it has convinced me to try out the 105 instead of the 104. I'm definitely eyeing out that UTC specifically, because I'm not really too much of a fan of their ST. Another great watch from SINN. And I think the particular reason why I might not be eyeing this specific 105 is because it's not that it lacks an identity. They have marketed it as a sports watch. If you're familiar with the 100 line from SINN, with the 103 and the 104, both of them are flight watches or aviation watches. Both of them are aviation watches. This doesn't really feel like an aviation watch. And I think it's because it's trying to be a bit more modern and it's trying to be newer. And they're even marketing it as a sports watch. And it is a modern sports watch, but it doesn't have the aviation identity. It doesn't feel like it has the aviation identity because it's trying to put a Bauhaus and a bit of field watch into it. It's a great modern design, honestly, it's a great modern design. But what attracted me of the 104 was that it looked like a pilot's watch. It looked like like something you would see in a cabin of an airplane. I mean, it's a great design, honestly. It's a great design, and I just like that they have more stuff to offer, and also that they are providing the higher end technologies on the lower end pieces. So I think it is definitely a home run. I need to think a bit more whether I would switch my 104 for this, my 104 Grail, because I don't have it right now. But yeah, it's definitely something I need to think about. Comment down below, guys, what you think about this specific release. Have you heard of SINN before? Have you purchased any of their pieces? And if you have can you attest to the quality in design and the feel of it? So leave a like on this video if you liked the video. Comment down below if you have anything to comment, and see you next time. Ciao.